Greetings, my saplings. In today's video, we are going to be discussing the Yeezy 350 V2 Static. Anyway, in today's video specifically, we'll be mentioning some release info for the Yeezy 350 V2 Static. No background information because there's not really a story behind the shoe or anything, but then we'll also be mentioning how to cop the shoe, of course, and like always, some resale predictions. The Yeezy 350 V2 Static will come unlike any other Yeezy. It will come in a completely different material. Not only this, it will have a translucent upper. This pair will be dropping December 27th for $220, and yes guys, unfortunately that is a Thursday. Anyway, regarding stock, it was initially at around 50,000 pairs, but now it's apparently sitting at around over 100,000. But that's completely fine. Don't be stressed over that number if you're considering reselling these shoes. We'll talk about resale predictions at the end, and I can promise you, you won't be disappointed. Sorry to interrupt guys, but this video was actually recorded yesterday, but the 3M Yeezy actually just loaded up on Yeezy Supply at 11:35 a.m. Eastern Time, and sizes loaded up around 12:45 p.m. Eastern Time, and even the 700 statics loaded up as well at 11. Unfortunately, still no normal non-3M pairs on Yeezy Supply, but anyway, 3M pair is currently up there. It's going to be a Yeezy Supply exclusive and will drop randomly on the 26th. Stock is circa 17,000. We'll talk more about Yeezy Supply later, but right now let's jump into the non-3M pair. Kicking it off, reservations will open up for the Foot apps. This will be the Foot Locker app, the Champs app, and the Foot Action app. Regarding the fundamentals for these, it's very simple. All you got to do is open up these apps, then click on Launch Locator, and after you do so, you click on the desired shoe, which in this case would be the Static 350. Click on Stores and Procedures, put your store in there, put your size in there. It's really self-explanatory, guys. I know, all you guys already know what to do, but we got to respect the new guys in this game. Also, if you guys were unaware, for the extra minute head start, you don't actually have to go into any Foot Locker, Foot Action, or Champs. That's going to take a solid hour out of your day or so, and you don't want to do that. All you got to do is follow FTL codes. Essentially what they do is people on Twitter will @ them, they will give them a zip code and a PIN number, and they will just simply retweet it and give that person credit. All you have to do on your end is change the zip code for your location, then go into click Earn Head Start, click on the in-store check-in, then you tap Cannot check in, and then finally you click tap here, and then you can enter a 4-digit PIN number, and that 4-digit PIN number will be in the tweet. Now, regarding the other 3 minutes, you are going to unfortunately have to spend over $300, but you don't actually have to spend this money there for personal items. All you really have to do is just buy a bunch of things that will resell for very, very little, so you'll be making barely any profit, but you're not really losing money. So basically, people have until 6 p.m. local time for weekdays, 3 p.m. local time for weekends to pick up their reserved pairs, and if no one picks up, which most of the time not everyone picks up, after you get to $800 to $5,000, whatever you desire, I would recommend opening up a second account. And for this second account, you would not want to sign up for the same stores. For example, if you have 2 locations near you, you would sign up for one location only with one account and one location only with the other account. Or an alternative to this, you could sign up for everything, and if you happen to hit at the same store, before you confirm your reservations, go to the website, because they give you an hour to confirm it, change your name to a buddy's name, and then you confirm it, and it will be their name that is confirmed, and they can pick it up for you. It's that simple, guys. Anyway, moving on, Yeezy Supply will always be dropping Yeezys, and in this case, they will be dropping at a random time. Again guys, just a reminder, like I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, the non-3M pair is not loaded up for the 27th. However, the 3M pair, which is the Yeezy Supply exclusive, is loaded up for the 26th. So essentially what I'm going to be explaining is for the non-3M pair, but it will work for both pairs, obviously, assuming the non-3M pair does drop, because it probably will load up after the 26th. For the past few drops, they've been dropping very, very early in the morning, around 2 a.m. Eastern Time to 4 a.m. Eastern Time. I can't guarantee that this is going to be the case, but you could probably expect it. When it comes to copying on here, obviously it is a random drop, so you would have to be notified in some way when the password page is up. And what you could do in advance is when the password page is up, you can have a bookmark set for it without the /password. So all you have to do is hit that bookmark, because when it comes to Shopify sites, you don't want to refresh the password page, because even when it goes live, you'll be stuck there for a little bit. Also, when it comes to any first come first serve, autofill is definitely your best friend. Unfortunately, the bypass jig won't work. It hasn't worked on Shopify for ages. Don't even bother. And I am 100% aware that Yeezy Supply takes forever to ship, and they do charge $20. Guys, trust me, I know I hate Yeezy Supply passionately. They lost a pair of my blue tints and never refunded. But still, when there's profit to be made, I would still recommend going for these. And of course, I'll be mentioning the sizes in which to go for later in the video. And then there's also going to be a lot of 2 a.m. Eastern Time drops. There's going to be so many stores dropping, it's ridiculous, but I'm just going to name off some of the essential stores because I don't want to bombard you guys. So for example, to name some, Foot Patrol and Soulbox will be dropping these via AQ. You can feel free to leave a few Chrome users in the background. And then for first come, first serves, for example, we have a Like store dropping these. That's one of my favorites. Stress will be dropping these at 2 a.m. Eastern Time as well. So yeah, you can feel free to try these stores at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. It must be noted, though, they do charge in euros, hence it's going to be a little bit extra. But if you go for the more rare sizes that I'll mention later, there's still some wiggle room there, and we'll talk about it. Then also for all my Europe viewers at 2 a.m. Eastern Time, Adidas Europe will drop. And for all you guys wondering, all you guys have to do is look up Time Converter and convert Eastern Time to whatever zone you're in. And then also Canada will be at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Australia will be the day before at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. And then Adidas US will be 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Like always when it comes to any of these, the queue will actually open up a little bit before that. And since we're using the multiple people jig, like always, a ton of Chrome users, this actually gives you some time to get all of them set up before stock actually goes live. Also, when people ask me how many Chrome users should I be using, honestly, guys, the more the merrier. If your computer could handle a lot, obviously you want to make more. There's really no limit to this. Adidas will not ban you for this at all. Trust me on that, guys. If you're confused on what the multiple people jig is, feel free to check out this video right here. But I'm pretty confident that the majority of you guys already know what it is, so I'm not going to explain it. But I did want to mention to you guys something that has been working pretty efficiently lately that we used to use a ton in the past and don't really anymore. So basically, here's what you have to do. When you get in on adidas.com, from the splash page onto the page where you select your size, before you go to select your size, open up a bunch of different tabs on the same Chrome user. Since you have the same cookies on all of those tabs, you won't be put into the splash page. You'll still be in the size selection page. So after you've opened up 3 or 4 tabs or whatever, all you have to do is check out on one tab, and once you're done with that, go on to the other tab that you've already set up, and you could check out there. Before, it would give you errors, but as of very recently, it started working again. And then also at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for US individuals only. Of course, like always, Foot sites will be dropping these at 10 a.m. Eastern Time via a first come, first serve. They don't really sell out right away. You just have to keep spamming the add to cart. Hopefully you get lucky. With that, why don't we move on to some resale predictions? So although stock is pretty high in comparison to what it was before, demand is pretty high as well, at least in comparison to other Yeezys that have been dropping recently. So for that reason, I would definitely suggest going for these specifically in sizes under 7, so that would be US 4 to US 6.5, 12.5 as well, and also 14 and up. Usually for sizes over 14, only one size over 14 will load up on adidas.com, and that's it. But if you are able to get that one size, whether it's a 14.5 or a 16, that's usually what it is, I would definitely recommend going for that size first if you are in early. So yeah, all of those sizes should definitely be profitable, but when it comes to the more common sizes, usually when it comes to Yeezys, I don't necessarily recommend this, but honestly, if you're getting free shipping somewhere, and especially if you have low tax in your vicinity, or no tax, I would still recommend going for these. Of course, profit isn't going to be as significant when it comes to those other sizes that I mentioned before, but hey, it's still profit, it's still easy money. Regarding the best time to sell these, if you happen to get these in store, in hand on the first day of the release, even if you reserve these on the Foot apps and you know you copped them the day before, don't sell them right away before they're in your hand. I'm not saying this because it's risky to sell before you have them in your hand. The reason I'm saying this is because usually shoes tend to rise in price that are limited after the release is over, because the people who weren't able to pick them up for retail now realize that they're gonna have to pay resale. So after the release, demand does tend to shoot up. So it would probably be best to sell these on the night of the release or even the next day, which is Friday. But make sure you sell them quick if you have them in hand. Even for online pairs, I would recommend selling them as soon as possible if you get them within the first week. But if you get them after the first week, it doesn't really matter from then on. Prices kind of hit their trough. And from then on, it's very possible that they will still rise, especially the more rare sizes. So for that reason, I'd leave it up to you. If you get them pretty late, like a week and a half to 2 weeks after the release, for example, like Yeezy supply sucks at shipping, perhaps you might want to hold on to them, especially if they're the rare sizes, but of course, it's completely up to you. With that, I'm actually going to conclude today's video. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed, or if you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also, subscribe and turn on post notifications to stay 100% updated on any hype shoe that's going to be releasing in the future. With that, have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you guys later. Good luck. Well, you won't really need luck. I trust that you'll be okay.
Now there's just one thing to say. Get your foot off my foot. Ah. Get your foot off my foot. Yeah. Get your foot off my foot.